All right, my amazing artists, I hope you enjoyed listening to the story In, Over, and On the Farm by Ethan Long. Now, we're going to draw one of the characters from the story. We're actually going to draw the hen because Ethan Long is known for making these unusual bird figures that to me look like the letter J. So we're going to make one of our very own. So start by getting your pencil and make sure your paper is nice and tall. Okay, now I'm going to start by making a backwards letter J. And I want to make this pretty big on my paper so that I don't have a lot of background to fill in. So I'm going to start on this side of my paper. I'm going to leave just a little bit of space so I can put the top of my hen's head. And I'm going to make a line that comes down and then curves over like a letter J, just like that. Now I'm going to do the top of the hen's head. So I'm going to take this line and I'm going to curve it this way, like that. Now, what letter does that look like? Letter C, right. So once we have our letter C, we're going to turn this into our hen's body. So I'm going to take this side of my C, I'm going to come down just like I did here, come straight down. And then I'm gonna, before I hit this line, I'm actually gonna hook and come back up, just like I did here to make that J shape. I'm gonna come back up. So I have my C or my backwards J, this line that's coming down to make another backwards J. Now let's add our tail feathers on our hen. So we're gonna do 3 bumps for our tail feathers. 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to connect to our J. That's starting to look like his bird, isn't it? Okay, so now let's go to the top of our bird and we're going to add that bump on top. If you don't have a lot of room here, you can always do it off to the side. So I'm going to start here and then I'm going to go off to the side. And you can do as many bumps as you like. He has 4 in his story, so I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then just connect it back to the line. Okay, now we're going to draw the eye, and if we remember from the story, the eye is a circle. So I'm going to make one big circle here, and then a smaller circle for the pupil. And then this is a hen, so he drew her with eyelashes, but you don't have to. I'm just going to add 3 diagonal lines for my eyelashes. Okay, now right here on this side of our hen, we're going to make a triangle for the beak. So I'm going to make a line that comes down like a diagonal and then comes back, just like that. And then I'm going to draw a line right here in the middle. So she has her upper part of her beak and the bottom part of her beak. How's it looking so far? Good. Now we're going to draw our wing. So right here in the middle of our body somewhere, we're going to make some U shapes. And he has 3 of them. So I'm going to make 3. 1 U shape. Now I'm going to stay right here and come back down, make 2 U shape and 3 U shapes. Back up. All right, we almost have our hen. Now I'm going to draw the little hen feet. So you can see both of the hen's feet in this picture. So we're going to draw 2 of these feet. So we're going to start with a line going down. And then we're going to have 3 lines that go forward. 1, 2, 3. And 1 line that goes back. I'm going to do that one more time. A line down. 3 lines that go forward. 1, 2, 3. And 1 line that goes back. And that is it. That is how he draws those J-shaped birds. Now we want to finish our picture. We don't want to leave it as just a bird. We want to make it an actual full picture. So we want to decide what we're going to do to the background. Now you could color your background and just color some sky and grass, or you could color it one color if you have a favorite color, or you can add some things to the background to make it a complete picture. So think about the story, and in the story, what did the hen come in contact with? We saw a tractor, we saw a shed, we saw a fence, we saw other animals. So you can decide what you want to put behind your hen to complete your picture. I'm just going to do a little fence because it's probably the easiest of them. So I'm going to make over here, wherever I want my fence, I'm going to make a rectangle. So I'm going to make a line down and another line down right next to it. And then at the very top, I'm going to make a line across for the top of the fence. And then I'm just going to put a flat oval right on top. I'm going to make another one of those. That's my fence post. So I'm going to do another one right here next to my hen. 2 lines down, line across, and then a flat oval. And I want my fence to go behind my hen. So I'm going to come over to this side and do the same thing. 2 lines down, a flat line across, and a flat oval. And I have just enough room to put one more. So 2 lines down. And remember, if you go to your hen or another part of your picture, don't draw through it, just stop. And a line across and a flat oval. So there's my fence posts. And then if you remember in the story, there were 3 lines going across for the fence boards. So I'm going to make 3 of those boards. So 2 lines going across horizontal, just like this, till I hit my hen and stop. I'm going to do that another time. 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines, and stop when I hit my hen. And the last one, 2 lines, 2 lines, and stop. And I'm going to come to this side of my hen and do the same thing. Try it, and you can use your pencil to measure, or you can just kind of guess where your lines were. So I'm going to start at my hen and go to my fence post. 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 lines, and 2 more horizontal lines. And if you wanted to, you can have your fence go right off the paper. And one last thing I'm going to do just to finish off my picture, and you can see this in the image next to this video, I'm going to add some little grass lines. So the way that Ethan Long did his grass lines is he just made little lines that came up like this. And he'd like to do groups of 3, except where the fence post was. Then there were more, just like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, and that's all. I'm going to stop here, and you can now color your drawing. If you choose to, you can trace it with a black marker or crayon just to make it stand out like we like to do, but that is a choice. You don't have to. If you want to leave your drawing like this and color it in, you can do that too. If you choose to trace it, remember to trace very carefully, concentrate, and go slow. You do not want to turn your drawing into a big scribble. So go slow and think about what you're doing when you trace. Just like that. So you're following the line. And remember, if you accidentally draw past a line or out of a line, you can always go back and you can erase any pencil marks that you need to. So I'm going to take a minute to trace mine, and then I'll start coloring. Okay, my amazing artists, now that those that wanted to trace it with their black Sharpie or crayon or marker traced, it's time to color. But before I color, I'm going to put one more important thing on my paper, and that is my name. And remember to always sign it off in the corner off to the side instead of on your picture, so that it's your signature in the corner and it doesn't take over the whole picture. So don't forget to always put your name in the corner. Now it's time to color. So get out whatever you have brought with you to color and finish your picture.
Chicken tender, yeah. Chicken tender, yeah. Chicken tender, yeah. Tender forever. Chicky, 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 chicky. Put your hands together. Say a hickey ticky do. Hickey ticky do. Blam blamity hallelujah. Tender forever. Chicky, 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 chicky. Open up your heart and say, I love you. Open up your heart and say, I love you. Open up your heart.
That's it, my amazing artists. We're all done coloring. And now we have a wonderful, colorful hen inspired by our illustrator, Ethan Long.